If you tried to find any small business owner advice on the internet, chances are you've run into the "you need an email list" advice. Now, do piano teachers actually need an email list, and what does that even mean? Well, in this video, I'm going to break down which piano teachers do not need to worry about it, which piano teachers should probably have one, which one to use, and how to get started. Hey, if we haven't met yet, I'm Phoenix, and I'm the Tattooed Piano Teacher. And I have a little bit of a mentor horror story, which I made a video all about years ago when I decided to expand my piano lesson studio. I had a mentor who told me I had to have an email list. And so I went through all of the trouble of creating a freebie, making a brand new website with said freebie advertised all over it, enticing people to sign up for my email list for the studio. This was a dead end that I wasted a lot of time and a little bit of money on. And I don't want that to happen to you. So let's talk about who doesn't need this video so that you're not wasting your time. Teachers who own piano studios but do not need an email list include studios that have a fully booked in-person studio. They've got the waiting list going on. They're not looking to find new students at this point. They're doing just fine. Studios that aren't interested in offering online lessons at all. Teachers that don't have any extra products or courses or anything like that to sell. Teachers who are happy and content with word of mouth referrals, and that's enough to fill their studio, and they're okay with just texting their families in a casual way. Or they bulk email their parents, and they never have any deliverability issues. All of the parents seem to receive all of the emails, and it's just internal studio correspondence. And finally, studios or teachers that are not really posting any social media content. They're not looking to build any sort of audience or grow their business at this time. If that's you, then you have my permission to sign off at this point until you are ready to grow your studio, expand to online lessons, or start a piano teacher side hustle, which I have a video about those if you're interested. But if at this time you're content to just keep your studio where it's at, everything is working well as far as correspondence goes, then you're good to go. No need to add any sort of official email list to your plate. Now, if you're not sure or you're thinking, I think I do possibly need an email list based on those criteria, then come along with me. Who should have an email list? And what do I mean by email list? Well, I don't just mean like a group of people on your Gmail that you email regularly, not like a list of emails. What I mean is an emailing service. So we're talking about Kit, which used to be called ConvertKit, Flowdesk, MailChimp is another one. One of those providers that lets you send bulk emails without getting flagged as spam. Okay, so that's what I mean by email list. So who needs one? Answer each of these statements with a true or a false. I occasionally have spots to fill and I scramble to fill them. In that case, if you had an email list, you have an instant list of warm leads that you already have their listening ear. I want to teach online. Then you need a way to reach people outside of your local area, and email gives you a direct line to interested students anywhere in the world. I want to start group classes. You need to fill multiple spots at once. So a word of mouth lead trickling in every 6 months is not going to cut it for your group classes. If you collect emails, add them to your list over a long period of time, then when you do launch your class, you've got those listening ears so you can fill a bunch of spots quickly for your launch of your group class. I want to run a camp or a special event. Same deal. If you've got that list of people interested and listening at their inbox for your regularly sent emails, then you're able to fill those spots and do a successful launch of a camp or an event. I'm posting on Instagram or Facebook, but I'm just not really getting signups. I'm not getting engagement. Well, you don't own those platforms, so you can't really control even who sees them. But if you can get someone on your email list, then you've got their attention. I want to sell courses or resources. Well, then you absolutely need an email list, and those people on the internet telling you you need an email list are correct. To sell any sort of digital product, an email list is pure gold for letting those people know about your new products, your launches, and getting those sales in from people who already know and like you. I have a nice studio website, but I'm not sure who's really visiting, and I'm not getting contact forms in my inbox regularly. Well, then maybe your website would be more successful in bringing in leads if you did have some sort of enticing click and then they were added to the email list. That way you can turn visitors into people in your circle, and from there, then they can become your students. And if you really hate social media, but you want to gain visibility in your local area or on the online worldwide platform, getting something onto your website to get people on your email list and then focusing on getting your website found on the internet is a quieter way than posting every single week. If you found yourself in any of these scenarios, then you might want to consider starting an email list. Starting an email list does not need to be complicated. It is not a full funnel like you see, if you click on some sort of ad and you're taken to this page where you're scrolling, you can't find the price of the product. You know what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about setting up anything like that or anything like sleazy to sell something online. It's simply a place for people to click and be added to a list to hear about studio news and offerings. It can start as simple as just a button on your website. That's all you need. It does not have to be spammy at all because only the people who want to hear from you are going to sign up for it. So you might be wondering, well, can I just email people directly? Just add all the email addresses to the blind carbon copy line and just send it out with my Gmail address? In 2026, probably not. Gmail and other email providers have really cracked down. And so it's sometimes you can't even send a single personal email without it ending up in someone's spam folder or getting flagged as suspicious. And if you're sending a bulk amount of emails, then you are at a bigger risk of this happening. Now, if you only have a small local studio, you probably never run into this problem because these are people who are emailing you and you're emailing them, and Gmail or whatever email service knows that you guys have a relationship. So then even if you're putting, 20 different emails into one blast of an email, if all those people have previous email relationships with you, then it shouldn't be a problem. Where it becomes a problem is if, say, someone comes to your website and they said, please add me to your email list, but you didn't use a specific service, then you add all those emails, you send it out. Those are the ones that are going to get bounced back to you. So currently I have successfully used 2 different email list service providers, and those are Kit, which used to be called ConvertKit, and I currently use Flowdesk. So if you are on my email list, then you already know the look of emails and how they work from these 2 providers. I used to do Kit and now I do Flowdesk. The reason that I switched was simply because I thought that ConvertKit or kit had a lot of features, like a very robust system, and I wasn't really using it to its full potential, but I was of course paying for its full potential. And so I just felt like it was a little too expensive for what I needed. I needed something simpler. So I switched to Flowdesk, and that's what I use now. Flowdesk is less expensive, even though I now have over 1,000 subscribers, but there are much less features than there were on Kit. So these are the two I would recommend. I will link them down below. And if there happen to be any special deals running, of course, you will get those through these links, but those are, depending on when you're watching this video. So either Kit or Flowdesk. If you want to keep things simple, then I would recommend Flowdesk. If you want to do a lot of different like groups of people and you want to do different landing pages on different websites and stuff like that, then Kit has everything you need to make that happen. Just note that Kit will charge you more as you get more subscribers if you're planning on growing your list really big. So step one is simply to just pick a provider, and you don't have to use those two. You can use whatever you want. There are some free ones out there that are free up until a certain number of subscribers. You can check those out as well. However, I will tell you, from switching from one to the other, that was a nightmare. So I would recommend starting with what you think you're going to be using long term, just from my personal experience. And once you've picked your provider, then you want to set up a link on your website, a place where people can just click and be added to the list. Like, hey, want to join my list? Or hey, want to hear updates, studio news? Click here. Simple as that. You can set up a freebie, like click here, you're added to my email list, and then you're automatically emailed this freebie if you want to get fancy, or you can save that for later. Then you want to set up a welcome email so that when someone signs up, they automatically get a message from you that you have written out. Hey, welcome to my email list. This is me. This is the studio. Here's what to expect. So that they aren't just like subscribing and then they hear nothing from you until you decide to send out an email. So set up at least one welcome email that automatically goes out for any new subscribers. And then finally, you just have to email your list on a regular basis. It doesn't have to be like every week or twice a week or anything like that. You can email every 2 weeks would probably be good. If you do every month, you might have some deliverability issues because then you're not building up that, like Gmail doesn't really know you. So every 2 weeks would be my recommendation, or every week if you want to really build your business. What do you email to these people? Start simple. So if these are mostly people interested in your piano lesson studio, then let them know what's going on in the studio. What are you working on? What is new? What is upcoming? Is there a recital? Is there an event? Are you focusing on rhythm this week? Just very, very simply talk about what is happening, okay? You don't have to make things up. You don't have to like have these brilliant tips that you send out to everybody, okay? Just talk about life in the studio. Keep it short. Maybe include one picture and one link to something if you want them to go someplace else. So that is my recommendation for starting an email list. Let me know if you do decide to start one and your reasons for starting it. Like, are you deciding to go online and you've always done in-person lessons? Are you deciding to do a camp this year? Are you deciding to expand your business? What are you doing that is going out into the world through your email list? And if you'd like to keep watching, I'm going to link a video I made recently about how to find piano students in 2026. Where do you find them? There's some website tips in there and such. Seems like a logical place to go next. So good luck with growing your piano studio, and I will see you in another piano teacher tip video very soon. Bye.